People are being discriminated for having tattoos and or piercings in the workplace. What would happen if people stopped discriminating other people because they look different than them? Could we all get along? Why do people judge others so quickly by the way they look on the outside rather than the way they look on the inside? Someone who looks different than everyone else could be one of the greatest people ever. Do people with tattoos and piercings deserve to have a lesser chance at a job than those who don't? I don't think so.
How many piercings and tattoos do you have?
14 in one ear, plus my scepter, plus my nose, and I have 3 tattoos. It's something I like, so I believe you should have it at the workplace. It's no big deal. You're not harming nobody.
I have 3 piercings, belly button, and 2 on my eyebrow. And the tattoos, I think it's about 18 or so. They're like all over, from the back of my neck, they're on my ankles, my back, my hand, just pretty much all over.
I have a tattoo on my wrist, and I have one on my backside.
I knew that it would be a problem, so I made sure to take out my earrings and everything like that because people tend to judge, so especially in the financial industry. So I just covered everything up. Nobody has any idea.
I've had some places where I had to cover them up, but I've never had any real problems now. I was working for a law firm and everybody else was wearing long sleeves, so it wasn't really an issue. I didn't feel like they were choosing me and saying you can't do this.
I used to have my eyebrow pierced, so I'd have to take that out and keep the bar, and I didn't have these for a while, so I've had some problems. There's people telling me to take out my piercings, but none of my tattoos are visible, so.
You're not going to get the same advancement opportunities that people who keep their tattoos covered up or who have only their ears pierced.
I take all my piercings off. I cover up my tattoos and everything when I go for an interview or anything to make sure I get the job. And then I'll try to sneak in with my piercings and see if I can work with it.
I do work in a corporate environment, and I know for people in the corporate world it is an issue. But for me, no, not at all, because maybe it's our generation. Everybody has them, so it's not really a lifestyle indicator anymore. It's just normal.
I mean, there's so many of them out there now that it'd be hard to hire someone who doesn't have a tattoo somewhere. So whether it's visible or not, that's a whole nother story. But I think it has changed, and it'll continue to be widely accepted.
Imagine walking down the street and seeing someone with what seems to be a million piercings or tattoos all over their body. What thoughts come to mind? How is this person being judged? Is the first thought, oh, this person looks really sweet? Or are people thinking, oh my gosh, I do not want to be anywhere near this person? People with tattoos and piercings are being discriminated, and people in the job industry are looking down on people who have them. Is it fair to treat people with piercings and tattoos differently than those without? They deserve to be treated equally and respected equally without people looking down on them or thinking less of them. As the years progress, more and more people are getting tattoos and piercings. People get them to be individuals, to be defiant, or to express their personalities. I made my own little survey just to see what people thought about tattoos and piercings, and about 45% of the people who took it said yes, that they think tattoos and piercings should be acceptable in the workplace. For the people who took the survey with tattoos and or piercings, about 11% of those people said that at one point in their life they were discriminated in the workplace because of them. Another question from my survey was, how would you feel if your waitress or waiter had a body piercing and or tattoo but projected a friendly, respectful attitude and dressed appropriately for the job? 5 out of the 108 people said that they would feel uncomfortable or dissatisfied because he or she had tattoos and or piercings. I do not think this is fair. You cannot judge a person by their looks. You have to understand who they are and get to know them as a whole. I made a word cloud for one of the questions I asked on my survey as well. The question was, which profession would you think tattoos and piercings are unacceptable at? The word cloud shows which words are the most popular for the answers that were given. The most popular word is none. This means that the most common word people used when answering this question was none. You can tell there are a few other words on here, such as teacher or doctor, so that means that those professions most people think are unacceptable to have tattoos and piercings at, but it is really amazing that the most common word is none. Now this is me. I have chosen to get piercings and a tattoo to express who I am. Some people may think that tattoos and piercings are inappropriate in the workplace. I think you should be able to express yourself however you see fit and have fun with it. Not only do I have 1 tattoo and 6 piercings, but I also plan on getting at least 3 more tattoos and 1 more piercing throughout my life. More and more employers are becoming more accepting of tattoos and piercings. I have 1 facial piercing and 1 tattoo, and I would never purposely cover them up. My tattoo is in a spot that is closed most of the time, so no one can really see it unless it's summer. But I would never take out my nose ring for an interview. If people cannot accept me for who I am or what I have, then I can find somewhere else to work.
I think just as much as people have the choice to be tattooed, they should also have the liberty to, look whatever way they want, whenever they want. And I know that, there's a lot of people that have come into the shop in the past that have either gotten tattoos covered up or, when having to decide on what placement of their body to get a tattoo, they always keep in mind, their job or, some people don't want to have visible tattoos like during their wedding or for whatever reason. And so I really felt like for a tattoo concealer, there are a few products out there that I'm into, but I wanted to perfect it and make it something that people could wear on a regular basis and apply easily. So.
Many people say employers are becoming more accepting in the recent years. Once people thought it was a disgrace to have tattoos and piercings while being employed, but almost 25% of Americans now have tattoos, according to a Pew Research poll from 2010. This pie chart shows whether or not employers would hire someone with a visible tattoo. The smallest amount on the pie chart, which is only 6%, shows the amount of employers who would not accept someone to work for them while having tattoos. The biggest piece of the pie shows that most employers are on the fence about tattoos. The second biggest piece of the pie shows the accepting employers. It even states that they would accept them because they have a tattoo of their own. It's nice to see how things are changing and improving slowly but surely. This photo shows a man half dressed in a suit and half dressed for the streets. On one side of the photo, you notice that it looks like he's a normal person you would see walking down the street and someone that has tattoos. On the other half, it looks like he could be a very important high-up person. This is no different. He is the same person on each side of the photo, and he is in the same on the inside, no matter if he has tattoos or not. Therefore, people should not judge others by what they look like on the outside and accept them for who they are on the inside. Business, medical, and education are a few of the most talked about professions where people believe tattoos and piercings should be covered up or hidden while on the job. However, this picture shows someone who could be a doctor who hides their tattoos. If this were the case, no one would ever know. They could think he is the best doctor ever, but if they were to see him on the street, they could call him a delinquent, as the picture states. Someone people discriminate for having tattoos or piercings could be someone who could save your life, or give children a great education, or be an owner of a big business.